Hey, what's up everybody? Mash Corpse here with another video mock review. This time with the Armor of Angels. And actually, I'm going to look up his legitimate name because I don't remember it. Give me a second. I could cut this, but I'm not going to. But this guy is, here, I'll talk about him in more detail. This guy's actually one of my favorite MOCs ever in terms of like the story behind him, and the lighting is terrible. What is up? That's not better. In terms of kind of the building process of this guy and sort of all the thoughts that went to building this guy. So, all right, I was there. He started out as an entry, or more of a test. So this guy had a mock contest. I don't remember at this point, but it was a mock contest. And where did I put it? And one of his constituents was that the mock had to be custom. Had to have like custom limbs and custom body or something along those lines. And I had not delved much into custom. This was a long time ago. I had not delved much into custom mocks. Loki. His name is Loki. Okay, I knew it was like some sort of mythical name or something. His name's Loki. All right. So at the time, I had not delved much into custom mocks. I had essentially made that. It's a video a long time ago on my channel. It's part of Project Full Custom. I had made like one of the guys in that set. I didn't even post all those videos. I had 2 of like the 7 characters I made, but it's kind of an outdated like idea at this point because now everything I make is almost entirely custom. So it's kind of like, whatever. It's not special anymore. But I made that guy and he was not that good. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to try and make, I had this like a vision in my head of a red and gray dude that had Tahu's mask. And he was entirely custom. So I sat down and I started making that. And the first version is still on my channel and also on mock pages. And it's very, very, very different. That's not true. But it's pretty different. They're both, this guy that I'm showing you right now and that version are both entirely custom. From head to toe, every single piece of this guy is custom. Except the hands. But like custom hands are such a pain. So yeah, no, that's not happening. But even his feet are one of the things that I get a lot of compliments on about this guy. His feet are even custom, which is hard to do if you've ever tried to make custom feet. And these are probably the best custom feet I've ever made. So first try. Ooh. No, it was second try. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's kind of the story behind this guy. And then I ended up not entering him in the contest because I think I was like, I've already entered something else I had. And he was also like being really flaky or something like that, which I know is ironic coming from me. You know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. But I ended up not entering him in the contest. So I still haven't had a mock. And I kept it, and then I'm like, all right, let's give him a story. So I ended up he was headless for a long time. He did have Tahu's mask, but it was like really awkwardly placed the way it fit on a head because his neck, if you can kind of tell, I'll get to it later, but as you can kind of tell, it's like really low down there. So it looked really awkward. So eventually I made this head. It looks a lot better. And then I'm like, all right, I'll give him an actual story. And it's on a mock pages post a long time ago what his full story is. But essentially I'm not going to say what species it is, but he's a species, a humanoid species that is very good with, there's a term for it that I made up and I don't remember it, but it's essentially soul alchemy, which is where you can use the energy from a being's own soul to perform alchemy. And he actually uses other people's souls. I mean, this is a whole other thing, is like a concept of souls in my Bionicle universe, but basically like a basic soul is red, and then a great being soul is green, which is a reference to this thing. Maybe you'll see that. But a great being soul is green, and then there's a blue soul. But that's a whole other thing. So a basic soul is a red soul. It's just like a red orb, or a red sense of energy. And as you can tell, his armor is entirely red. Oh, I wonder what that means. It means that his armor is made out of souls. That's what I'm getting at. So that was a cool idea, is that he just has this like armor made out of the souls of like people he's killed, which is very dark. I understand that. And this guy's not even necessarily a dark character. He's a pretty cheery character. But he's very gifted with soul alchemy. He has a suit made out of souls, hence armor of angels. That's where his name came from. And then I threw in some green because it's a complement color. And I had these green eyes from a set. It was a Hero Factory set. And then I also I think I bought on Bricklink, Von Nebula's cape from that old Toy Story set. And like, this is cool. So I put it on there. And it fits him really well. It fits, like where it goes. But let's get into the MOC. And to get into the MOC, I'm going to remove the cape because I don't want to mess with it or bend it or anything. So, just, tear his head off and then remove the cape. Excuse me while I grab the sword. Which we'll get to. Alright, so, starting from the legs up. So the feet. Feet are cool. I think they're cool. They're really angular. They're made out of just some system pieces. Is system the right word? I don't know. But some system pieces. They're very angular, and then they're built. This is also something. It was one of the first MOCs that had inverse joint connection. It was just at the ankles. But inverse joint connection is something I've messed around with a lot recently. As you can see, it's inverted, as in the sense that the ball joint is on the foot and the connector is in the leg instead of vice versa, as you see on usual MOCs. Like this. That's all black, you can't see. But yeah, you get the point. Oh, Christ. All right, I'm just going to review from his leg because it fell off and I'm lazy. And then we've got a little Gotorian. This is such a cool piece. Gotorian shin guard here. Kind of see how that's built. Puts up in the back. This part's kind of ugly now that I look at it. Looking back on it, I'm like, this could have been done better. But it's pretty stable, and it took me a long time to figure out, in all honesty. So, yeah, you've got more details, more like just space fillers. Another inverse joint is the knee. You've got the ball joint. Well, it's not inversed in the traditional sense, but it's inversed in the sense that like this is turned and this is a free moving. Ooh, camera. Ooh. Inverse in the sense that it's a free moving ball joint and he can like twist his leg like that. It's not actually a floatability factor that I use that much, but it's cool. You got these old crank bits, which I use a lot just as regular lift arms, like for detailing, but I also use them effectively on this guy. He's one of the 2 MOCs to ever do it, and he's the only MOC that currently does it. As you'll probably see, an old version of Relic had this kind of thing in the waist. You'll see it when I get to its waist. But I ended up taking that apart. Just some more details. A lot of red ball joints. Witch Doctor came in handy, and also just the regular ones that I think came on some sort of Rocky from back in the Manta series. Custom waist. Custom waists are a pain. Custom waist and custom feet. There's a reason you don't see them very often because they're hard. But this one's pretty cool. I was able to build it around this like ratcheting thing. That's cool. Which made it a lot easier. But as you can see, it's cool. It's got this is stupid, but it's funny. It's got this hand piece in the back, and you can do. He's got a tail. I don't know what this is. It's supposed to be like that. I have a habit of making pieces move on MOCs that are never meant to move, but they move. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the use of the ratcheting piece because it's a really solid. Oh yeah, you can hear that. A really solid piece, and it's unique, and you don't see it very often. But it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like streamlined. It's got a very good shape. The body's a little bulky. I kind of wish that this part tapered in a little bit. This part. but it doesn't, so that's okay. And the rest of the top here tapers. An issue that I've always had with this guy, or not really an issue, but just a factor about him, is that he does kind of have like a slight bust shape to him, which I don't remember how I did on the old one, but it's just a thing. It's not really even that noticeable from straight on. I doubt anyone really makes any assumptions about it. On the back here we have, oh, I forgot. Hold on. Alright, sorry. On the back here we have this engine piece. I happen to have a red engine, and engines are cool, so I use that there. Yeah, I totally forgot that comes off. I was like moving, I'm like, why is this shaking? Oh, because it comes off. And it's, I can show you now, I guess. Come on, there we go. See, oh, that's how it's, I totally forgot how this is built. All right, give me a second. All right, so we have his wings. Sorry, I was fiddling with the camera there, so that was not as dramatically cut as I thought it was going to be. But they're these just giant wings. They got some cannons on the end. They're posable. You can put them over his shoulders. I think it's a really cool feature. It's something that I've wanted to have on a character for a while. Is just these removable wings, and I did kind of accomplish it on myself, MOC, but not to the degree that this guy already has. And I think it looks better on this guy. These little end bits are movable, so if you want to, fill out his wings a little bit. This one's not complete. Whoops. Wait, I can fix this. Missing one of these pieces. Let's see. So that goes there, and then there we go. Yeah, I always thought that wing was drooping. It was. So it's a pretty cool. I think it's a cool like little attachment for the character. Anyways, and the way it attaches is you can see there's a little like cylinder piece back here, and then it connects to this, and then they connect. That connects to this lift arm, that lift arm there. So I'm gonna take that off real quick. That backpack is much harder to take off than it is to put on. All right, so moving on. The arms here. This is interesting. So all my characters have a very set of proportions. There are like 3 exceptions maybe. And one of those portions is that the shoulder width is 9 long. That is 2 less than Ignika width, because Ignika width is excessive. This one's actually 8 long just because of the building system, but I think it kind of works because he's got this more slender, more compact feel to him. So, I mean, it's so unnoticeable. 1 like unit of measurement, but I don't know. It's something to note, I think, at least in my mind. Like I said, my big thing with this guy and why I like him so much is because he's got all these little quirks about him, all this stuff about the building system that I think is really cool, coming from my point of view of building it. Arms are dead simple, although I'll show you how to build, pretty much. And then this had a much more complex way to build it in the last one. There was like this part connected through a bunch of stuff to this part, and it was flimsy, and this is just simple. Ta-da. That's a Stars Tahu foot. Which is it's an underrated piece, I think. I don't see it used as much as I'd like to be I don't see it used as much as I'd like to be seen it used. That's not right. I don't care. Lower arms are pretty removable, so that makes it easier. Lower arms are pretty simple. It's just a couple of these pieces. There's a Glatorian neck. I bought like 7,000 gray Glatorian necks just for this guy. That's an exaggeration, but I bought a lot. Because you only get one from freaking Glatorian Jala. That's what he is, let's be honest. But you only get one, so I bought like a couple more for this guy. Yeah. And then on the side here, you've got the Stars armor, which I always thought looked like a mask. I think I actually built a MOC where this was the mask, although it looks stupid because like what mask is straight flat on the side there. But here, if I remove it, you can kind of see. I think this is a cool design how I built this. I might use this again actually. How I built this so that piece of armor could attach like that onto it. And I like how these red bits go into like that red bit there. So it's cool. It also, although an issue you can kind of see is that like it shakes around, but you can just bend this part down and then it's solid. Also, this is kind of here just to fill in space, but you can plug something in it. I think in the very, very first version of this guy, he did have these swords that came out of his wrists, kind of not Resident Evil, what? Assassin's Creed style. Speaking of swords. Up, get in frame. There you go. This is his Avmatoran blood sword. Oh my god, I can't believe I remember that. I had this idea like Avmatoran blood would be white. I don't know why. Probably because I made this sword. I'm like, what can this be? Avmatoran blood. And the sword's already white, so... so it's made out of that. It's a really cool Stark sword. I really like the colors on this MOC. Like I said, I've got the red and gray, which is a underrated combination, but I think Lego Freak 2444 or 2244 on MOC pages has this color scheme for self MOC. And I think it's a cool color scheme. So yeah, and then I've got the green accents on his heart light there, his eyes on the camera falling down. There's not green on the camera falling down. There's red on the camera falling down because they're the recording light. But cannons. That's what I was getting at. There's cannons, green cannons. But and then the white, red and white go pretty well together. So there's the white sword, and you see there's a dot there, a little jewel. Because I wanted to use the gray piece there. So I use the gray piece there. And then it just has this handle. So it's cool. It goes into his hand like this, like that. Can you see it? And then like that. So it makes a cool guard, a shield there too. Yeah. So let me put his cape on him real quick. And yeah, so that is Loki, the armor of angels. Yeah, he's one of my favorite MOCs. One of the few MOCs I still have built. I have like maybe 5 or 6 still assembled right now. And there's a reason. He's definitely, I think, worth it. I didn't go over his head. Well, you can see. All right, it's just hand pieces, and then it's got. I'm sorry, I'm a little rushed right now. There's hand pieces, and then it's got this like eye design, and this little horn design is actually what inspired me to call him Loki. So yeah, he's definitely worth it, in my opinion, to keep together. He's one of the most storied MOCs I have. He's one of the best built, and he's just cool. I mean, yeah, MOCs are cool. He's cool. So yeah, this is Mesh Corpse, and I'll see you guys another time.